Unlock your dream property with Meeks Realty Group, where Rich the Realtor makes real estate dreams a reality. Whether it's residential or commercial, we've got Charleston to Huntington covered. Your key to exceptional real estate experiences start here. Meeks Realty Group. Contact us at meeks.us.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
Hey, folks, and good Monday morning to you. Welcome to the show. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things this morning. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text, 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live comes to you from the Jarrett Construction Studios. Right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. Phone calls to the show, a service of Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, Spring Street, Charleston. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store. Tony the Taylor, Virginia Street, Charleston. Visit bestmastertailor.com. Monday edition of the show coming up a little bit later on. Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin will be here for her monthly appearance on the show to update us on some things going on in the city. And more importantly, to take your questions and comments, concerns, anything that you want to ask the mayor, you want to comment on. She's an open book on the show once a month, so you can call us up. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline for that, 304-345-5858, or text us, Tony the Taylor, text 304-935-5008. We are heading into the final week for the legislature. TJ Meadows and Dave Wilson, of course, been live at the Capitol throughout the session. TJ will join us. He's there in studio today, and he'll be at the Capitol Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Session ends at midnight on Saturday. We'll get a little preview of Talkline with TJ coming up a little bit later on in the show. As always, your calls and texts are welcome to the show, too. Some really good stuff going on at the Alban Arts Center in St. Albans. Mariah Plante is the director of some award-winning shows, and she joins us this morning. Mariah, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Dave. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. There's always great things going on at the Alban, but I understand you folks recently picked up some hardware for production there. Tell us about it.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we finally were able to install the truss at our Academy building in St. Albans, which is the enormous metal rig that we hang all of the lighting equipment from. And we've had a grant out for about 2 years now, trying to get everything organized to really turn that space from a former church, which we are so grateful to have, and we can make a play anywhere out of anything, into a real working theater that is going to bring audiences from all around and really make it feel like a legit place of creation.
Let's talk about this award that you folks won that for one of your productions there at the Alban.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So my teen intensive company, which is a group of my advanced students that I put together last summer. It's crazy to think almost a year ago now we were just starting to think about this. We all had a gap in our schedule, and we decided to come together and make a play. The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane is a really charming children's story about a China rabbit who learns the meaning of love and friendship, and we follow him through his miraculous journey through love and life. And we started out just sort of making this as a gift to present our community with, to have some summer programming both in Charleston and St. Albans and Beckley. We ended up taking that production to the West Virginia Theater Association Community Theater Festival in Buchanan last November, and they were awarded with Outstanding Props Design, Outstanding Ensemble Acting, and Outstanding Production Design overall. So that was really exciting, and they got the opportunity because of that to move on to the regional festival, SETC, which is the Southeastern Theater Conference, the largest gathering and network of theater practitioners in the United States. And that was really, truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these kids to go and not only showcase their work, but get to witness so many incredible works of theater from across the country. And they came away from that competition with outstanding props design and outstanding ensemble acting as well.
And that's pretty good stuff. I mean, no pun intended, but it's kind of cool to be recognized on the regional and national stage, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, none of us do this business for the money to get rich. We do it for the love of the craft and for our community and for the kids. And then every once in a while when somebody notices, it's a really nice little feather in your cap.
We're talking with Mariah Plante again. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is presented in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Great season of Dirty Birds baseball at Gomart Ballpark. Tuesdays, $2 Tuesdays, $2 tickets, popcorn, hot dogs, sodas, and more. Wednesdays, you can bring your dogs to the park for Woof Wednesday. Thursdays, Thirsty Thursdays with $1 beers and water. Fridays are Freebie Fridays with all sorts of giveaways. And, of course, fireworks after the game on Saturdays. And Sundays, family fun days, kids 12 and under get in for free. For more, visit dirtybirdsbaseball.com. Mariah, tell us about you. What was it that got you into all this in general?
Well, I like to think I'm a part of sort of a beautiful cycle of community theater and community art making in Charleston. I came up doing children's theater with CYAC, and the Charleston Light Opera Guild and lots of different community theater groups. And it was really where I found out that if I use my voice effectively, I can communicate my ideas and make people feel things. And when that light bulb goes off for a teenager, they're off to the races, and getting to sort of uncover that for the next generation of kids in West Virginia is, it's unparalleled. There's no better feeling in the world. So I give back in whatever way I can and make sure that cycle continues.
What's on the horizon for you and the folks there? What's coming up?
Well, I have the privilege of working at theaters all across the great state of West Virginia. The Alban, of course, is one of my favorite places in the world. They currently have a fabulous production of Sister Act, which you can catch this weekend, Friday and Saturday evening and Sunday afternoon at the Alban Arts Center. They also have academy classes for kids of all ages. I'll be auditioning a show, Tuck Everlasting, which will be auditioning the last weekend of April, and you can catch that later on this summer. I'm also doing theater classes out in Beckley at Theater West Virginia, which is just starting to produce its summer season of Hatfields and McCoys, Honey in the Rock, Into the Woods, and then I'll be directing Seussical Jr. out there at Grandview National Park later this summer as well.
Mariah, I have to tell you, I am a big fan of the Alban. I mean, not just for their theatrical productions, but really how important it is for the St. Albans community and really the entire Kanawha Valley. Adam Bryan and the folks there, they're top-notch people, and they do a lot of great things there.
Adam Bryan is one of my favorite people in the world. Our community is so lucky to have him, and he really, he and everybody at the Alban really go so above and beyond to create opportunities and events to bring us all out of our houses and together and making and creating things, and I'm really lucky to be a part of it.
I mean, as I said, when you think about all the different things that go on there as part of the community during COVID, I know America's Got Talent winner Landau Eugene Murphy Jr., friend of the show here, did his closed circuit, if you will, his pay-per-view concerts there because it is such a great theater, and it's just the perfect size for things like that too.
Yes, any event that you want to consider having at the Alban, we do birthday parties, weddings, film screenings, community events, meetings, conferences. It's really a great space for bringing people together. And I know we'd love to talk to anybody who'd like to come and get involved in any capacity. We're always looking for volunteers, for actors, for technicians. Please come and learn more about us. We'd love to have you. I
mean, I was even there for when they did the Fall Y'all Chili Cook-Off. It served as the judging area for the chili cook-off. We even used it for that last year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have our fingers in just about every pie in the valley. If there's a community event, you can pretty much guarantee that the Alban is a part of it or would like to be. So I think we need more of that spirit in southern West Virginia in the valley. We need more collaboration, more people coming together and seeing what can I do to help.
Well, Mariah, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show, and don't let this be the last time that you're on the show. And congratulations again for all the good things that are going on, and again, your production's getting some national, regional, and national attention. So we appreciate you taking time on your schedule to be here. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for shining a light on us, Dave. Take care.
Absolutely. 9 17. Yeah, the Alban is really a fantastic facility. If you've never had an opportunity to attend a production there, or like I said, they have concerts there. It's Adam and those folks and Mariah just they do a fantastic job with the Alban. So it's definitely one of the best things going, in my opinion, in the Kanawha Valley. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you part by Huston's Pizza. Get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a large tossed salad for $21.99. Eat in, pick up, or get delivery by going to HustonsPizza.com. Biggly Piggly Wiggly Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text 304-935-5008. Reminder, you can follow me, Dave Allen Radio, on Facebook, or at Dave A70 on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Coming up a little bit later on, Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin will be here, and if you got questions, you got concerns, already got a couple of texts coming in for the mayor, so get those out to us, and she will be in the house coming up a little bit later on. We'll take a break. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses live to make life better for you and your family.
When I set out to build our firm, it was built for greatness. It was built for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. ForThePeople.com.
Poca Valley Bank has a new name. We are now simply Poca Valley, and here is why we're changing. Our place in the community goes beyond banking. While we still provide the finest in banking services, we also bring excellence in wealth management and financial planning, accounting, and bookkeeping services. Whether you're planning for the future or managing today, we offer the expertise you need. With 8 convenient locations, we're here to help you thrive. Discover the difference at Poca Valley. Relationships matter. Member FDIC.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Hustons April Special is a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a large tossed salad for just $21.99. Visit your nearest Hustons for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. Order now at HustonsPizza.com.
It is 9:20. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Biggly Piggly Wiggly Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Live Healthy, West Virginia, presented by WVU Medicine. Live Healthy tackles pressing health issues of all types: heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and RSV. It's a podcast offering insights into medical breakthroughs and preventative care, featuring WVU Medicine's expert physicians, aimed at fostering healthier lifestyles in and beyond the great state of West Virginia. Great resource. Check out the latest episodes, WVMetronews.com, to the podcast menu, and start your journey towards better health today. Coming up on tomorrow's show, he's not been on in a while, and I can't wait to see what he has to say about the legislative session and, of course, the goings-on with the Trump administration, talking about former Charleston Mayor Danny Jones. He will be on the show tomorrow. And coming up on Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law, noon today, Amanda Barron, 13 News. And tonight, live anchor Amanda Barron and I will cover the state news. Plus, we'll introduce you to the mayor of Lewisburg on the Mayor Monday segment. Tony Hodge of the State Republican Party will be in after the news. Delegate Hollis Lewis will be joining us today, among other guests. And, of course, after 2:30, we do a thing that we call Open Line West Virginia, when it's nothing but your calls and your text on anything going on in the news, whatever you want to talk about. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law, noon till 3 today on this and other Metro News stations. Let me knock out a text here. Text says, it'll be interesting to see what the stock market does today. Trump's been president for 3 months and managed to crash the market in a completely avoidable way, says a texter. Speaking of which, that kind of leads me to a point. And again, we got Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin coming up a little bit later on the show. As you may have seen, there were protests across the country on Saturday protesting President Trump, Elon Musk, the Doge cuts, et cetera, including several in West Virginia, Charleston at the Capitol, Lewisburg, Fayetteville, Huntington, Clarksburg, Fairmont, Wheeling, Charlestown, and Morgantown among them. Mike Nolte writes about the one in Morgantown this morning, WVMetroNews.com. More than 1,000 people showed up at the one in Morgantown. Morgantown, of course, has been hit hard by the Doge cuts, specifically at NIOSH. In addition, WVU stands to lose about $12 million in federal research grants. Now, a large crowd was held at the Capitol as well. Several members of the legislature, including Delegate and State Democratic Party Chair Mike Pushkin, Delegate Kayla Young, Delegate Hollis Lewis, who I mentioned earlier, among them. I'm not sure what good it will do, but look, it's democracy and it's free speech. I did find it, somewhat troubling that many online over the weekend said that the protesters, specifically in Charleston, were bussed in, and that many of the protesters weren't even West Virginians. Now, I don't know if any were bussed in. I wasn't part of it. I wasn't there. But there does seem to be a feeling that everyone in West Virginia supports President Trump and his policies. And granted, the overwhelming majority of West Virginians do support Donald Trump. But just for a moment, think it's possible not everyone does, even among Republicans and independents, conservatives. And I wonder out loud this morning if that number will grow as people start having to pay more at the grocery store for a new car, et cetera, et cetera. I have a feeling, though, that they probably won't care. I mean, I'm just being honest. Many West Virginians, many, not all, seem to have a cult-like admiration for Donald Trump. It's kind of scary, really. And again, I'm not talking about everyone. I'm not saying that everyone who voted for Trump views him like a god, but many people do. Me, there's not a guy on this earth that I worship. Not even Donald Trump. Anyway, Brad McElhenney did a deep dive on some of the rallies, particularly the one in Charleston. You may want to check that out at WVMetroNews.com. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you part by Bridge Valley, offering custom-tailored trainings to supply skilled graduates and apprenticeships for your company. Visit bridgevalley.edu. Biggly Piggly Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-5008. Text says, lied about the protesters' hometowns of origin is the Trump lover's way of coping with his administration sucking so hard for the first time in 3 months. Let me welcome into the show Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler. Goodwin.
Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm excellent. Thank you.
Thank you for being here today.
I'm so glad to be here with you.
Go ahead.
I heard you were going to have Beverly White, Mayor.
Yeah.
From Lewisburg.
Yep.
On. She's the best.
Yeah. That's the Mayor Monday segment that we do on the afternoon show. And yeah, I do have Mayor White scheduled to be on the show today. Yeah,
I was just in Lewisburg for a meeting and walked downtown Lewisburg. It is a beautiful city. Mm-hmm. It's a quaint city. So many great shops. And I was talking to some of the business owners as they were getting ready for what they call their in-season, which is coming up, spring and summer, or their big hot and heavy months. So I took the opportunity to, every time I'm in a different city, I like to walk around and look and see what folks are doing, and it's great. It was Lewisburg's one of my favorite towns. Yeah. I've spent a lot of time in Lewisburg. It's a great town. I was talking to the mayor last week when I was setting up the Mayor Monday segment for the show today, for the afternoon show.
And she, of course, was talking about the Taste of Our Towns that they do and the Chocolate Festival. And so, that whole area is a whole lot more than just the Greenbrier. I mean, and that's one of the things I hope to bring out on the interview today. There's a whole lot more to it than just that.
Yeah, I mean, you could literally stay downtown Lewisburg, and they have so many quaint bed and breakfasts there. They have some great General Lewis. Gosh, gee whiz, they just spent a ton of money, the new owners there. Great restaurants, great shops, great bars, just fabulous shopping. Some of the best shopping ever. I'm not going to say that I spent some money down there, but I spent a little bit of money. Just a teeny bit to spur on the economy and get myself some new shoes.
That was the whole purpose behind you doing that, Mayor, was to spur the economy. Right. I mean, it wasn't for you, it wasn't for selfish reasons, it's because you wanted to help out the economy.
Well, I always try to be, I'm not going to lie and not say that there isn't, I don't have a amazing relationship with my postal carrier and my FedEx and UPS, because I do. First name basis, Christmas gifts. We just simply do. But I do try to, every time I'm out, buy something in local shops, and of course here, local shops as well, and focus on that because, I grew up in a small business. My parents still have their small business. And when I say it's the reason I got to play in sports and go to school and all of those things, it's because of small businesses. And I know you say it ad nauseum, Dave, about supporting local businesses.
Ad nauseum or nauseating?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
One of the two.
I mean, they're the folks who are sponsoring. On Friday night, I went up to John Adams and saw all of the little league teams getting ready to kick off their season. I spent part of my Saturday, going to Bigley with some of our young softball teams, and guess what was on the front and the back of their jerseys? Local businesses, because we're the folks who do that and support our community as we should. So I try to. So those shoes went to somebody's little league team. I promise you.
It was a sacrifice, Mayor.
It is. Thank you so much.
Saturday, I had an opportunity to be at the home show over at Coliseum Convention Center, and it was quite well attended, from what I understand. I mean, I was there Saturday afternoon in between the rain, and there was a good crowd there.
It was an amazing event. Definitely an amazing event. It's one of my favorites, home show. It's so inspiring and so neat. The outdoor show, the home show. We just have a lot of great signature events at the Coliseum and Convention Center. And, it is our largest asset. I was telling a developer who I met with last week, it is the place and space that really returns a lot of our money back to us, and thus the reason why we invest in it. Mayor Jones, he did right by putting money into the Coliseum and Convention Center. He did. Little did he know, nor did I know, that we were going to, have a global pandemic and shut down, all of these large venues. But these are necessary places and spaces for us to invest, to bring people in. And it helps, from not only just our large organizations and corporations, it helps our small businesses too, because a lot of folks at the home show were also local businesses.
Oh, yeah. I saw a lot of them.
Locally run businesses. And those are the folks that we certainly want to support. Saturday was crazy. In the city of Charleston. There was just so much going on.
That wasn't even the only event going on there. I mean, at the Coliseum, because there was other things going on in other areas of the Coliseum. That's one of the things I like about with the upgrades of the Coliseum and Convention Center. And I always talk about a few months ago, we had a A-list country singer in concert. We had the hunting and fishing show going on. And we had the Reds Caravan all in one area. Yeah, one location. That's why. And it's the reason why we're putting in new seats. You'll be happy to know, everyone, that we are putting in new seats. Council has approved the money that we had put up on the agenda to say, hey, listen, if we're going to continue to attract, events and concerts that bring in a high dollar, not only just, and by the way, it's not just about bringing people in. I am reminded all the time by our team members, too. It's about quality of life and being able to provide things for our folks in town, the regatta included. But you were talking about things going on at the Capitol. I was on the other side of the Capitol at University of Charleston, where we launched with President Roth, Dave. We're going to be doing not just a 5K, not just a half marathon, but a marathon. Next year, next April, in the city of Charleston. We're partnering with the University of Charleston to do a marathon. So I'm not going to say start stretching and training now, but start
if you're thinking about it, y'all, start stretching and training now.
Where did the idea for this come from?
We were approached by a lot of great folks. Malia over at the University of Charleston, Hallie, Bob Morgenstern came to us and said, what do you think about this? And then Tim Brady from the CVB got involved to say, okay, when you put on an event like that, it takes a lot of muscle and a lot of finances. So is it worth it? And what do you get? Well, I'll tell you this. On Saturday, when I was with President Roth, I had an opportunity to go beforehand, see all of the runners that were coming in from the 5K and the half marathon. New York, Cincinnati, Virginia, they're from all over. A great couple that I met there who said, we are doing, they're in their 50s, late 50s, and they were doing a 5K in every single state. And they were also wanting to visit the capital of every state. So they said, this was great, 2 for 1 on this day, and there's the capital right across the way. But it pulls in people from all over, and there's studies after study that show the economic return and the value of having marathons in your city. And by the way, that's what we're becoming, and I like it. We're a sports and entertainment town. And so, on the heels of we're getting ready to have USA Cycling, which we can talk about here in a minute, but it was timely to, again, expand our portfolio to bring in this marathon. People travel for marathons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%.
People travel for marathons. So.
And it's not just, we get them to come here because I know people, I'm not a runner myself. I know you find that hard to believe. But my friends that are, they think nothing of going to Pittsburgh, going to Columbus, Charlotte, Lexington,
my niece
wherever.
just went to Florida. My sister and her husband took my niece down to Florida to watch her run in a marathon.
Yeah. Older adults should protect themselves against severe respiratory disease. Talk to your doctor about flu, COVID-19, and RSV vaccines. Risk less, do more. Get started at vaccines.gov, paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Charleston Mayor Amy Goodwin is here. I got some text to get to, but we have a call to get to, I understand. I think it's our good friend Jim.
Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Amy.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
I'm great. Good to hear from you.
Oh, thank you. I was curious, the new seating at the Civic Center, is there would there be changes in handicap seating? Because the reason I have to take something in evacuation that something happened there in that building. They have to take the elevator. How would that work?
You broke up there just a smidgen, Jim. I had a hard time hearing you, but I believe that you were talking about accessible seating and being able to access seats for concerts and shows.
And in the event of emergencies, too, how would they get in and out of there?
Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. That is part of the new seating plan, the egress as well. Of folks coming in and out, for sure.
Okay. I was curious because you have to take that elevator, and I didn't know if they would shut the elevator down, and wheelchairs have to still go up to that second level.
Yeah, Jim, I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure that I even know all of the ins and outs of their emergency exit plan. I'm happy to look into it for you, and I'm actually happy to have somebody personally call you and go through it with you as well. And I'll make sure that our team is well versed on it, so next time I speak to you, I know.
Good enough, Jim?
I want to tell you that...
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to tell you that the convention center people... Man, they are superstars. I mean,
right.
You see the advertisements on TV of the comedians that's coming to Charleston.
Yes, sir.
This is coming to Charleston, everything.
All right, Jim. As always, we appreciate your phone call, man. Thanks a lot. It is 24 minutes away from 10. I got a text here for you. It says, for the mayor, still need more police presence in Kanawha City. Mm-hmm. Need to stop the cardboard sign holders from standing in corners. It's bad for business.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's great timing. I actually had an opportunity, our Charleston Walks, Dave, you heard it in my State of the City, and it's something that I've been doing since 2019. Took a brief lapse during COVID and started making phone calls, but I walked with Deputy Chief Webb, and we had another team member walk with Sergeant Travis Bales. House to house, neighbor to neighbor. By the way, if you see me in your neighborhood, it's something that we're doing every single week. We pick a different neighborhood and we go door to door to not only, we can pull numbers, and we do, and we pull numbers and we see where incidents are happening. And I think that our chief and deputy chief are doing a really good job with strategic patrols and overtime patrols. By the way, that's what has to happen when people call in. We're not going to ignore it. We show up. But I will say it's far and away different when you see police officers walking your neighborhood. And so you'll see us more this week, actually, in Canal City and actually on the west side as well.
Got a text here for you before we go to break. Says, can Mayor Goodwin provide a specific or at least a roundabout dollar amount on how much East End residents pay in for street sweeping fees each year? City council members have stated there will be policy changes recommended soon, and residents deserve to know what we're paying.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, that all depends upon year after year, but it's thousands and thousands of dollars for sure. But I will say this, there is a robust conversation that has been going on for, years, but lately it was, folks asked, hey, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of the street sweeping. In the East End, it is an area where there are a lot of apartments. There are not a lot of driveways or parking pads, Dave. And so what's happened year after year is there's just a lot of on-street parking. And to get the street clean and swept, because it's a really heavily trafficked area, we would ask folks to move their cars for a couple hours on the left side and the right side of the street so we can sweep. And someone said, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. Well, our sweepers can only go, I won't get into too much of the detail. I got to have at least 2 car lengths for one of my sweepers to actually make a dent in the gravel and debris and wrappers and, after a storm. And so when we were doing our walks, we had several community meetings and we did walks. I mean, I talked personally, just myself, and I went with Councilmember Pepper and Councilwoman Hoover. I personally talked to 50 people. 99% of them said, don't stop the street sweeping. Please don't. Please don't do it. Now, most of them, I would say, and they would say this to you, a couple were folks that lived in apartments. A lot of them had parking pads or off-street parking. Far and away, folks don't want it to go away. Do I think that there might be a better way, maybe starting a little bit later instead of making street sweeping start at 9, maybe make it noon? We can always try anything. We can give it a go. We can start at a later time or we can stop. I think the concern that we heard back, and it was overwhelming. It wasn't even 50-50. Please don't get rid of the street sweeping in our area. Is that, we can always give it a try, but right now that's the feedback that I have been getting, not just within my office, but one-on-one with neighbors as well.
Talking to Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler, Goodwin, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants. Poor indoor air quality can cause a variety of health issues, allergies, respiratory problems, and more. Pinnacle offers specialized indoor air quality services for residential, commercial, and industrial type settings. Visit pinnaclecorp.net. Because what you don't know can hurt you.
Can I throw one more thing in here? And tonight at council, it's my understanding that there's going to be a bill about the street sweeping and making some modifications. So, it'll go to committee. And so what I would encourage folks on the East End is come to the committee and let us know what you think about it, because we're here to serve you for sure. If that's not something that the overwhelming majority of the East End wants, let us know. I have concerns about it as well. I owned a home on the East End for a decade, so I understand all of the benefits and the pitfalls.
All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for supporting local small businesses.
Whether you're starting your career or looking to advance, Bridge Valley's stackable credentials let you earn certifications and credentials while working toward a degree. Flexible, affordable, and 100% online. Learn, work, and achieve your goals on your own time. Get certifications like QuickBooks, Lean Six Sigma, and more, and stack those credits toward a degree. And you may be eligible to go tuition-free with West Virginia Invests. Bridge Valley, stackable credentials for career growth. Enroll today.
Life is full of challenges. Finding out your teenage daughter got a full-arm tattoo, or your next-door neighbor took up the drums. One challenge you shouldn't face, being delinquent with your property taxes. The Kanawha County Sheriff's Department reminds you that the deadline is May 1st. After May 1st, you'll pay penalties and pay to have your name published in a big newspaper ad, so everyone will know. Talk about a challenge. Call 304-357-0210 before May 1st and pay your taxes. 304-357-0210.
Retirement is more than a dream. It's a destination. Yet the journey can feel uncertain. At 4th Avenue Financial, they guide you with expertise and care. They help you navigate the questions. Am I on the right track? Or how do I ensure lasting income? Tailoring plans to your unique vision. They bring peace of mind to your retirement journey. Trust in their experience, proven through every market's ebb and flow. 4th Avenue Financial. Retirement done right. Get started at 4thavenuefinancial.com.
Securities offered through Jenny B. Cole Financial Incorporated. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Jenny B. Cole Advisors Incorporated.
17 minutes away from 10. Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin is here. Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-5008. Text not having to do with the mayor, but it had something to do with what I said earlier. Start having to pay more? ? We were told we were already paying too much and that we'd be paying less on day one. Stupid is as stupid does, says a texter. All right, back to city stuff. Text says, Dave, landlords charging high rents for empty storefronts are worse than anyone holding a cardboard sign. I don't know that there is a lot that the mayor can do about that. Is there?
Well, I mean, we want to work with businesses. And we have worked with folks who own these buildings that have remained empty. I know that the Charleston Area Alliance is also doing a lot of work. But you're right. They own it. It's not my property. And
this is not a problem that's unique.
Yeah.
I mean, absentee landowners is a problem in just about every and many of them are absentee. They're out of state people and whatever, and it's a problem in every city that I'm aware of.
Yeah, no question about it. But I will say it takes investment, and it's not that it is the piece that mayors should play, and that I believe that we do play, is put an emphasis on. Listen, if I'm asking you to invest, I better be investing. And I know I use the city center at Slack Plaza as prime example, but folks, it has been the largest return on investment that we've seen in downtown Charleston in a very long period of time. If you build it, they'll come. Yes. I mean, city center at Slack Plaza has spurred the economic growth of downtown Charleston significantly. And so that's where people want to be. People want to be, and businesses want to be where people are. And so us investing in that area of the city certainly helped and absolutely put into play many dozen plus businesses just on Summer Street and Justin Brawley Walkway to turn those businesses around. And now it is the place to be in the city of Charleston almost any day of the week.
The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you in part by Snap Fitness. Snap offers a wide array of professional wellness services, including customized personal training, licensed recovery experts, and staff of dietitians. 5 convenient locations: Charleston, Hurricane, Winfield, Barbersville, and Milton. Visit snapfitness.com for details. Got a call for the mayor. Let's go to the phones. Hello, you're on with Mayor Goodwin.
Good morning, Mayor. I have not pestered you about this in a long time, so I thought it was time to try it one more time. You brought back the regatta, you trimmed it down, and it's beautiful, and I'm very, very happy that you did that. The one event that remains somewhat in need of attention is the Charlie West Blues Fest. That was a great event in Charleston. Blues fans come from all over the country, and they do the same thing they do at the regatta. They go into the restaurants and the hotels, and they spend a lot of money. And it not only is a lot of fun for a lot of folks, it also is a contributor to the economy of our great city. So just ask you to take a look at that.
Yes, absolutely. I'll say absolutely I will. That's number one. But number two, the other thing that I was so sorry to see leave us was the doo-wop. We had funded the doo-wop at great levels, and we're going to continue to fund the doo-wop. But when they let us know they didn't have and here's what happens with a lot of events. They didn't have the sponsorship. At least that's what they told us. They didn't have the sponsorship and they didn't have the volunteers to make it happen. We can do a lot in the city for sure. We can't do everything, for every event. But that was the demise of the doo-wop. It certainly wasn't city focus. We wanted that event to thrive and stay here in the city of Charleston. And same with the Blues Fest. It's just sometimes events don't work. But I'm always happy to have that conversation and see what we can do to make it work.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you bet.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for the call. 13 minutes away from 10. Text says Cato Golf Course or Greens update.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So we had someone, it's been at least a year now, Dave, you and I talked about it. We had a consultant come in to help us with the right type of chemicals to put on the green, the right type of mowing equipment that we need, and to train our team members to get it up and running. So it is certainly a priority of mine to make sure that they get in better shape. We have not been charging for golf at Cato because I just didn't think it was fair. The course is not in good shape. I'm a golfer. That's what my family does. They're in the golf business. My dad was a pro golfer. And so I've spent probably more time on a golf course than most any other thing that I've ever done in my life. And to see the golf course get into disrepair is not fun. But what we needed to do was start over with aeration and the right type of grass that we're planting. Maintaining a golf course is very expensive, but it's not just expense. It's having people on staff who know it. And even though we have amazing employees, there is a method and there are systems that have to be put in place to make a golf course thrive.
Texas, can the mayor look into getting the crater of a pothole fixed on Oakwood?
Oh, yes.
It's before the Methodist Church. If you're coming from the high school, you can't miss it as it takes up a third of the lane.
Yeah, I saw someone text about that or post about it last night. Yes, for sure. We will work with the state as well on Oakwood. There are several over there as well, but there are several down by not just Elizabeth Memorial, but there are some this morning that I saw very early this morning, even in the dark, that was filled with water right by Overbrook Elementary as well. It's pothole season.
Oh, yeah.
It just simply is. And we have more potholes because we had more ice and snow this year than we've had in a very long period of time. And so as we're able to cold patch, we will. But we are going to be starting our paving season very, very soon. And there's a lot of millions and millions of dollars are going to go into our paving cycle. I'd love to do just a piece on paving, Dave. Because
boy, that sounds exciting.
I know. Well, it is for city people. I mean, it is for us.
It is.
Those are the things that are important to people. By the way, it's important to me too.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I do find it sexy and exciting, paving and potholes.
Paving. Text says the best thing Charleston ever did was to turn the Civic Center over to a company to run it. Great move, Mayor. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. So, no fault of past administrations. It's a business. I mean, it just simply is. And for good reason, is because Mayor Jones kind of opened those doors and said, we're not just a civic center any longer. We are a Coliseum and Convention Center. Well, by golly, then let's treat it like that. And not only treat it like that, but let's get the folks who do it for a living, who have folks who we are going to get every single day to churn revenue here in the city of Charleston. And again, not just churn revenue for us, make it fun for the people who live here so they can have top quality concerts and sporting events and other, home shows and the garden show and the farmers market and things that make it so great to live here as well.
Talking to Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Meeks Rentals and Leasing, offering stress-free property management for both renters and property owners. Visit meeksrentals.com. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Technical job in the medical field? Generations is growing and looking to add on job-trained physical therapy techs to our rehab team. To apply, visit one of our 7 convenient locations or simply click on us at generationspt.com.
According to Feeding America, over 7 million seniors nationwide were food insecure in 2022. West Virginia is no different. Hi, I'm Jason, President and CEO of Union Mission Ministries. For 113 years, Union Mission has focused on helping people in need. Right now, our senior citizens need our help. That is why Union Mission is partnering with local senior living facilities to get food delivered directly to those in need. Will you help us reach more seniors? Visit unionmission.com to learn more.
I'm Doug Leach, founder and CEO of Ascension Recovery Services. We've done a number of projects with Jarrett Construction. Finding people that really care about what they do and care about what we do is pretty unique. In Jarrett Construction, they care. They're really, really good people. Good people do the right thing, and they're very skilled. They have all the qualities that make up just a perfect construction partner, and they just built us a phenomenal building.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
I'm Erasmo Rizzo, Principal at Civil and Environmental Consultants. Every member of our CEC team has a role in serving our clients because every employee has ownership in our firm. We know that when employees have a personal stake in delivering results, everybody wins. When we say our client success is our success, we mean it because we own it. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you at wearecec.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
7 minutes away from Tam and Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Text for the mayor. You could change the street sweep time to afternoon. That would help.
Yeah, that's part of the bill. It's the resolution that's going to go through, I think, starting at noon, because that's part of the challenge. But, you know, I will say we had our director of parking, Terry Allen, go back and look at the percentages of how many tickets were in the morning and how many tickets were in the afternoon. And there's a little difference. It's not huge, but there is a little difference. But that is one recommendation that a couple of people have brought up. So for sure.
Text says, Mayor, ask Meter Patrol what they think might be a good idea for the street sweep, because they hear it all.
Oh yeah. No, they're part of the team, and they were part of our very first meeting as well. We have great team members, we have great directors, and we have a very engaged administration. And so I'm really proud of all the work that they do. Speaking of, I'm going to be with Chief Dempsey here in just a little bit. We're going to swear in 3 new police officers to the Charleston Police Department. So not only are we making progress there, we're also making progress on our public safety building, Dave. We haven't talked about that in a long time, and maybe next time I can talk about it. But we, as you well know, we purchased the big old Truist data center over on Bullitt Street. And so design and implementation is starting now. And so we will finally have all of our police in one location, because right now it's kind of scattershot all across the city in buildings and different departments. And
do you have an approximate time for that? I mean, when it may be? I mean, any idea?
You know, I would say it's going to take months and months, obviously, for design, but I would say end of 2026.
Text says, is there someone who can reopen Park Place Cinemas? Nothing better than having a movie theater downtown.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have talked to one company who does it for a living in a different city to see if we can help make the numbers work. But we're also working with a lot of local folks to see if we can get some, the scary word right now, grants and some federal interest in looking at doing an arts theater / movie theater and making it like a combo thing. So.
Texas, thank you for the cleanup on South Ruffner, but why was the city dumping leftover cold patch into the creek instead of filling the numerous potholes in town?
Well, I don't know all that. I know that we are investigating that, but I will say that there was a while back, there was a request and I don't know from whom, to build up part of the embankment a long time ago. And so I know that's why they were doing it then. I don't really know or have an update on why they have been doing it, but I'm super happy to, if the texter wants to call the office at 304-348-8174, I'm happy to have that conversation with him as well. Matthew Sutton, our chief of staff, has been working on this.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing he's doing something.
Yeah, he's doing something. Well, we're getting ready for USA Cycling, too, so I know he's had a couple meetings this week upcoming on that as well.
That is a major undertaking.
It is massive. Thanks to Spillman for being our title sponsor this year. If you weren't around for the USA Cycling last year, you need to be this year. It begins May 19th and runs through Memorial Day, Monday, May 26th. It is absolutely huge. It's absolutely huge. $4.6 million in economic impact. When I say economic impact, everybody gets this confused about the regatta too. When I say $40 million impact, it's not money I get. It's not money the city gets. It's Joe's Barbershop and Amy's Salon and the bars and restaurants and hotels.
So you do get it.
Right, I know. Well, I hear, every time I do this show and I say $4.6 million, but what is she doing with that $4 million? You get it. You businesses get it. It's the reason why I do these things is to generate economic impact for you. The bicycling race was 4.6. I think it'll be bigger this year. But what's important is it lifted visitor spending by 22% during this event. So I'm having more people go into your shops and your stores and your restaurants and your bars and your hotels during events like that. And that's what's important to spur the economy.
Last week, speaking of regatta, I had you on the show when you made the announcement along with Tim Brady in his sailor suit.
I know, he was great.
He's going to get good use out of that.
Yeah, we had another special announcement last week too.
Yeah, talk about it.
Yeah, Josh Pantry, who we have, Josh has known for a little while, as I have known for a little while, in getting him into the regatta. So we said, give us an opportunity to get the main stage acts lined up, and then we'll make your announcement separate from everyone else, and think of something funny and cute and cool we can do with it. And we did it last week. So we're really excited to have Josh Pantry actually kick off the regatta on the main stage on Thursday, July 3rd.
All right. Final text, and then we'll see what TJ is going to get into on Talk Line today.
Yes.
Any developments as a texter with Town Center? With Town Center Mall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Are you at liberty?
Finally. Well, no, not yet. We're having great meetings and we're getting a lot of good traction. And so it's, but here's the deal, folks. It's going to be years in the making. This is not something that turnkey, and by next Thursday, it's going to be turned around.
All right. Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler, I appreciate you being here. TJ, give us a quick preview of what's going on Talk Line today.
10:06, Senator Rupi Phillips. He doesn't like the microgrid bill. Says Mamaw cannot afford it. We'll talk with Rupi. 10:30.
And his Mamaw.
Yeah, and his Mamaw. 10:30, Matt Lewis, conservative commentator for The Hill, on the politics of the Trump tariffs. 11:06, Dr. Kim Miller, Ohio County School Superintendent, president of the West Virginia Association of School Administrators, on this legislation that would basically every rule that the state board passes would have to be approved by the legislature. 11:33, Rob LaRue, president of the National Farmers Union, again on tariffs, Dave.
All right. We'll be listening. Coming up on the show tomorrow, former Charleston Mayor Danny Jones will be in with us tomorrow. I'll see you later today on Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston, 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.